What a cracker of a morning, eh? If it wasn't for all the bins on the bloody sidewalk, it'd be bloody perfect. Bloody green slime does a good job in these tubes, eh? I noticed my back tyre was a little bit flat today, but it wasn't dead flat. And after pumping that up, I could see where the green slime had seeped out through the hole and filled it up, so that was good. Pumped it all back up and she's rock hard again. And the Marion Council have been pretty good lately. I've noticed this was cleanly swept when me and Karen came through here on Saturday. So during the week they must have come in and gave it a sweep out or a blow or whatever they do. Hasn't been too much broken glass in there of late either, which is great. So I'm just getting over this bloody beast thing. I got stung on the chest when I was out riding with Todd and Tracy last Sunday. And yeah, my whole bloody chest, man, like swelled up and went all red, and had to get the calamine lotion out on it. I mean, I got the stinger out as soon as I got home, but it was in there for a good hour and a half, I reckon. So yeah, got a fair bit of venom. Put the calamine lotion on, got the bloody Telfast bloody antihistamines. It's pretty clear now. It's still a little bit itchy, but the redness has gone away. So just around the corner here on the Coast of Vines Trail, I've been onto the council, well, at least half a dozen times about fixing up this section of the path. You've got trees that, you know, overhang them, and that one there's not so bad. Look at these roots that are coming up through here. But yeah, they managed to do the bit between Brooklyn Drive and Bremer Road, but this part here is like in the too hard basket. Well, look at this bit here. Let's just put a bit of paint on it, shall we, and just can all deal with it. Yeah, so they did this bit here, which, I mean, you know, it wasn't that bloody easy either. I mean, there was lots of tree roots they had to dig out the way, but they just left that bit up there. I don't know why. Whether it's not sort of on their bloody land and it's part of the Department of Transport and Infrastructure, but those guys, you know, they got to pull their finger out as well. I send off so many reports on their website, and also using Snap Send Solve, which basically goes to the councils, and if the councils reckon it's not on their land, they forward it on to the government, state government, but they normally let me know when they do that as well. But it's just that many sort of crap bits, dangerous bits, where you're interacting with cars, you know, conflict zones. Not to mention, you know, the bit up ahead there where there's lots and lots of tree roots around behind the Ranella Footy Club. What's going on here? We're getting some trimmings going on. Oh yeah, getting ready for it. Lots of slashing with all the tall grass up there, I guess. Bushfire season coming up. You know, some mornings I'm waking up and I'm keen as, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to get out on the bike and go for a ride. And you get on the bike and your legs feel kind of rooted and you just don't have any energy. It's kind of weird. Sometimes it starts out that way, but then by the end of the ride you sort of hit your peak and you sort of feel all loosened up and energised. But yeah, it's one of those mornings today. But it's a bloody beautiful morning, and it's only going to get to about 25 or 30. I don't know, they can't make up their mind what temperature it's going to be, but I thought I'll come out and get one in before it gets warm. Well, it's only just gone 10 past 7, so I'm out here before everyone else by the look of things. Oh, mate. Don't know whether to turn left and go towards Happy Valley to the Resi, haven't been there in a while, or to take the Patrick Yonker or the Coast of Vines down to bloody the Onkaparinga wetlands. Let's go down to Happy Valley and just see if it's open. I think they open at 7 o'clock at the moment during daylight saving times, and it's just gone 1:15, so haven't been there in a while. So I'll go to Happy Valley Resi, but I'll take the, here's another thing here with the tree, look at that needs a photo done. We've got to keep the pressure on, mate, otherwise you get nothing done and you end up with bloody trees blocking the whole trail. But yeah, I'm going to take the more scenic route to get to Happy Valley Resi. So this section here, she's pretty rough. Like when me and the missus come through here on our rigid bikes, even though they've got slightly whitish kind of tyres, it's very hard on the wife, and You know, I keep saying there, you've got to get up off your seat and stand up on the pedals so you can get a bit of suspension out of your legs, but she's not that kind of cyclist. She just likes to sit down and sit upright, and when you're going over these bumps, it makes things really hard. Now, I could bring her have come through here and done a bit, but this section up here, from there, from that sign basically to this post, there's still loads of bloody tree roots that need servicing. Oh god. So lucky I can unlock my front fork and probably even up to here. I reckon it's still pretty bumpy. Yeah, all the way up to this bloody intersection here, I think. But anyway, mountain bike not so bad. So basically I ride 3 bikes at the moment. I've got this one, I've got the Jam Squared, and I've got the Electrics Cruiser. This is a Jibba 2. And adjusting between each bike, on each ride, is kind of, you know, there's definitely a slight relearning process to get used to the steering and all that. So I've been watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos all about sort of city planning and cycling infrastructure and pedestrianisation of, you know, streets and stuff like that, mainly coming from the Netherlands, a little bit in North America and Canada, and also in France, in Paris. And it just seems like we've got such a long way to go to get anywhere near that over here in Australia, especially in Adelaide. I know Brisbane's sort of getting onto it in spurts, but we seem to have this design code that is still sort of stuck in the 1960s American, you know, roadway designs. Big wide roads for cars, lots of wasted space for parking that's not used all the time. This could be better used to put in protected bike lanes, etc. Yeah, really need to put the pressure on the governments, mate, to get things a little bit more suited for cycling and pedestrians. See, over there in the Netherlands, you've got lots of intersections where cycling paths and stuff cross over roads where vehicles give way to the cyclists. So cyclists get that flow. It's a lot easier for a car to stop and start than it is a cyclist. And it kind of just makes sense, you know, prioritise their safety, etc. But you know, it's such hilariousness when you go onto the comments on things, Facebook or Reddit, in relation to cycling infrastructure and stuff like that. The amount of car brain docile dipwits that's kind of just want to slam it down and, oh, you guys don't pay rego and blah blah blah. They just don't understand who actually funds the roadways in the state. In Australia, it's not just bloody registration and insurance. It's your tax, mate. Everyone who works and pays tax, well, they're funding it, mate. And cyclists who might not have a license or whatever, they're still paying for it if they're working. So, you know, get over it. Nothing like the dappled light coming through the trees early in the morning out on the trail, eh? Still cool air rubbing against you as you ride through it. Water, mate. You know, as soon as you mention anything about reducing speeds on roads, I mean, even in back streets, you know, 50 k's an hour in our suburban back streets is pretty ridiculous when you think about it. You know, you've got like basically just access to houses, and everyone's speeding back just to get to their house. You know, when you could have like kids playing out in the street and actually widen the verges and make the roads narrower, plant more trees, and you know, have that bloody nice heat-seeking effect you get from trees and shrubs, and make the roads safer. I mean, I've driven around 30 k's an hour in the back streets, mate, and it actually just feels quite nice. Early in the morning sometimes, that's a little bit difficult to judge. Dappled light, beautiful. So yeah, I'm all for supporting bloody 30 k's an hour in all back streets. Just make it all over Adelaide, all through the suburbs, you know. And anything that's kind of like a semi-arterial, you know, that maybe has more of that through flow traffic, then yeah, put that at 50. But yeah, any back streets that aren't like for main connecting routes. No reason why they just can't go to 30. Morning, mate. Hey, puppies. Oh, duck your head there, Jesus. Bring the secateurs. $7.30 to 8. You need more of this stuff through here though, eh? The one that gets way through all the trees. It's so nice to be able to just come down here and just ride along the edge of the reservoir. Where's all my roos at? Nice to come down here and do some fishing too. I was wanting to catch a bloody nice big Murray cod on a lure yesterday, last night. Yeah. I think I've got to renew my permit though. I think it only lasts for 12 months. Oh yeah. Ah, here's where my skip's at. Hey Skip, it's crack-a-lackin'. Safety in numbers, mate. You can just chill out, eh? I'm not gonna eat you. G'day Skip. You're right, mate. You're all good. What you doing there, Skip? Well, look out, mate. Bloody e-bikers terrorising the bloody kangaroos. Imagine what their bloody social media is doing right now. Doesn't mention anything on there about needing a permit. So maybe you don't need one anymore. So when I came up here into Happy Valley, I like doing all these little back trails, you know. Well, then into just doing all the sort of big leaps in the gravel over and over and over. I prefer to do these quieter tracks where you're more deep in the bush. Just gives you that feeling of being, you know, out in the bush, which is bloody awesome. So I'm starting to feel a little bit more energised now. It takes a while to get into it. I think just riding in amongst the bush there just recharges my bloody body battery, you know. Just gives me that kind of energy to push on and instead of just relying on the motor so much. These tree-lined shady trails are just the best trails. You know, you got surrounded by all this green energy and you got bloody sun just filtering through, plenty of shade. Love the pine trees, except for when the pine cones fall off and hit you. Not you again. Oh, that's what they're probably saying. Whenever I come through this part here, it always takes me somewhere else, you know. It's like, I feel like I'm out in the middle of the bloody, I don't know, bushland out in the Murray lands or something. Because it kind of feels like that's the River Murray there, you know, and little tributaries, and yeah, it's bloody good. What you doing there, Skip? How nice is it just here, eh? Look at that. Like a duck's over there. There are all nasturtiums in there and that. You gotta love the e-power. Going on, Plucker. Here we go. Got a fight on over here somewhere. Take it easy, mate. You don't own the pond, buddy. Yeah. Fight, fight, fight. Well, let's go visit our little chocolate ribbon of flow. Well man, I'll tell you what, those XC trails are pretty fun on the hardtail up here at O'Halley's. Kind of skinny tyres, so I can't really run the pressures too low, and I don't have inserts and stuff, so all the rocky stuff's quite bumpy, and I don't really enjoy doing 50 Shades of Clay. It's just a bit too slow because it's too rocky for the hardtail, and I don't even bother with the downhill stuff. Doesn't really interest me. I prefer to do a nice sort of loop through here, and then yeah, I think I might do for the day. I'm up to about 35 k's, just over 35 k's so far, so I might just head home. It'll bring it up just over 40 k's, so it's not a bad morning spent out on the eMTB. So I have lost my rear tail light, and I reckon it's happened around here somewhere, because I felt something sort of come off, and I thought to myself, something might have just fell off then, but trying to find that. If it's the right way up and it's flashing red, I might have a chance, but we might have to just retrace the steps. Yeah, I don't know why I really still put them on, to be honest, these lights, because it's daytime and I'm basically riding mostly off-road, but it's kind of just a habit. Kind of like to put them on because, you know, I never know if I'm going to be riding on bits of road and stuff, and when you're on bike paths and, you know, people are on their phones and all that kind of shit, I mean, if you can flash them and catch their attention, it's always a good thing, I guess. But well, would you look at that? And I knew it would be in this spot because this was kind of like the fastest and the bumpiest spot. You little prick, eh? I was just about ready to give up. There we go. Still in good working order, so that's good. There you go, mate. Doubled back. Eventually found it. Yay. I probably don't really need to have the lights on during the day. Just one of those safety features that I always kind of leave on this bike and then on the cruiser. Don't use them on the Jam Squared unless I'm out riding at night, but you know, with this bike I'll ride on bits of road, and I just like to make sure that I'm seeing, you know, because Adelaide drivers, mate, they're a bit shit. Well, that just about does it, boys and girls. Just heading down through Flat Pedal City, making my way over towards Lonsdale Highway or Ocean Boulevard, where there's a dog's breakfast of an intersection at the moment. Last time I went through there, one of the road workers said, "You got to go that way." I said, "No mate, I live over that way. Not going back down Adams Road." You know, they've made this bike path as well that goes all the way along there. Then it gets to the bloody intersection and it stops. There's nothing to go further south. There's nothing to go further north. It's just like, you know, half-assed bloody infrastructure. I do like these kind of flat, twisty trails in between the trees. It's good fun on the hard tar. You can just sort of keep up a nice momentum, bit of flow, get over the limiter. Very low consequence. Righto. No left turn. Oh, they're going to make us go right now. That sign's new.